the story, it all starts with Caden, right? There was this big plan to basically Otis, right? For a while, we were planning to go to his house, his grandma's house, on the 4th of July. And I wake up and I'm like, "Oh, like you guys there yet?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're already here. We couldn't have given you a ride. Sorry." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Oh, where is it though?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in Seattle." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to Seattle. And I like my parents to drive me anyway." And I was like, I wasn't really that mad because I mean, like, I wasn't super hyped to go anyway. And I was honestly considering just being like, "Yeah, dude, I don't want to go." But I was like, "All right, can't go, whatever, right?" So then, later they're like, "Oh yeah, when we come home, we can maybe do some." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So they make a whole group chat. Here's the first problem. First, the plan is, all right, we're gonna go to Caden's house and just go watch fireworks. So I was like, okay, cool. And then they make this group chat, and now the plan is like, all right, so now we're gonna go to Kai's house and stay the night there. And I was like, whoa, 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 dude. My parents aren't like that. They gotta meet the people's parents and stuff. And I've made that clear to them on multiple occasions, many occasions. I'm like, yeah, dude, my parents are mom isn't just exactly like, oh yeah, just go on ahead, just go over to their house. Yeah, like she needs to know the freaking people first. So I try and make that clear. I'm like, hey, like, my mom ain't exactly like she doesn't know Kai's family, and her head is already hurting, so she does not really want to go meet his family and stuff. So like, I probably can't stay the night, and if I can't stay the night, it's like no offense, but like if I can't stay the night and everyone else is staying the night, I'd rather just not go. I'd rather just stay home. So they start saying like, "Oh, just tell your mom you're going to Caden's house because she already knows Caden's parents." They're like, "Yeah, say that and then just go to Kai's house." And I was like, "Okay, so what I'm not gonna do is just lie to my mom. That's like the worst idea ever
Yeah.
conceived by a breathing, conscious human being." So then I make it pretty clear. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not lying to my mom. I'm not doing all that." But okay, to be fair, right? Did I straight up say, yeah, my mom said no, or yeah, I'm not going? No. But it was like very big dick heavily implied that I was not gonna go. If I straight up say, yeah, I'm not lying to my mom, and then I say I'm not risking it for the biscuit and like all this stuff, something should click in that brain of yours where you're like, oh, okay, he's probably not gonna go. And if you're really that interested, maybe just say, hey, are you gonna come? And I'll be like, yeah, probably not. So then I get a message from Caden. He's like, yo, are you gonna come over? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going with Lachlan instead. And he's like, bro, what? So here, let me pull up the chat logs, the Predator chat log. He's like, what are you doing with him? And I said, hey man, I never said I was going for sure. And then I said, we're setting off fireworks probably. And he said, you implied that you were gonna go, and so we kind of planned around you. First of all, Nick, if you were planning around me, you never fucking said that. I was like, dude, you never fucking. Maybe if you're planning something around me, say that to me. And saying to lie to my mom isn't exactly playing around me. I said MB because I'm like, I don't know what to say, dude. And he says, dog, you can't just say my bad when you kind of wasted our time and at least tell us in advance or something. Well, okay, I don't even know when this is happening, so what do you mean tell you in advance? Like, and they ended up going at like 10 o'clock, so it's like, hey man. And then I said, well, like I said, I wasn't gonna lie to my mom and say I was going to your house, then go to Kai's house. And I thought I never once said I was for sure gonna go. The original plan is you were gonna go to your house and I was on call with Otis. And then it switched to Kai's and I said I probably couldn't go. But I asked my mom too and she said I couldn't go because she didn't know Kai. I didn't say all that, but I asked her, my bad. He said, you're all good. And then he starts like questioning me. He's like, are you with him right now? Does your mom know his fam? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, actually, just shut up, dude. Just shut up. Damn. So I just did Civil Auckland, Sam.